Alright, today let's deploy data share. So in previous tutorial, we have already know what is data share and how we have done in the portal. But this time we'll be using commands, that is Azure CLI, and we'll be using JSON, which is our ARM template. So the theory part is same, just like my previous hands-on, that I'm a data engineer and I want to give the data scientist which may belong to my same company or different company by putting down their email addresses, the data which they want. So let's dive into the portal. So here I in the portal, let's go here, Cloud Shell, and here we'll be choosing bash first, then I'll be choosing mount storage location, then let's select our subscription account, click on apply. Here I want to create a storage account. So please note, previous tutorial we have created storage account, right? Here everything will be done and will be taken care. Let's select a resource group and the region where our storage account will reside. We'll choose East US. Looks good. So now let's click on create. So our deployment is in progress. Till then, let me show you what I have. So I have the JSON template file on my local computer here. I have got the commands, and the command looks something like this. So here the AZ command, if you note, I have already hard-coded everything and done the homework for you. So all these in this braces, this arrow braces, whatever you're seeing needs to be changed. So I have already done the homework for you. The only thing you need to change is the resource group name. As per your resource group, you need to change data share template. This is our ARM template. This is what the exact file name I have on my local computer. So that is what is also put there as well, the same name. And the project name I have, you can change the project name as well. And here the invitation email, that is the your data scientist team email. You can put multiple values as well. For this demo, I have put one dummy email. So the person, data scientist, will receive a similar email where they need to accept so that they can work on the files, analysis files. So let's first things first. Our Cloud Shell is ready now. I'll duplicate this tab and find out the resource group. So let's search here resource group, or here I can also write resource group. Let me copy this name because I need this. I'll paste the resource group in the Word file. Let's substitute it. So after done with the resource group name, I have substituted. We are good. Now I can straight away copy this code. Please note, a single space or something will trigger error if this is not exactly in the correct format. Let's go to the portal. I'll close this tab. I don't need it. Now let's click on manage, and here we need to browse our ARM template, that is our JSON file. Let's click on upload. Let's browse our JSON file which contains the ARM template here, data share template. I'll double click on it, and here the file got uploaded. We can see succeeded. Now I need to copy paste the code, that is our AZ. Let's hit enter. So as soon as you see running or starting, it means that it is working perfectly, right? So here I can navigate to storage accounts as well to show you, and also like data share. Let me duplicate, open another tab. I'll go to storage accounts here. Currently our cloud storage account, this one we have created, remember, will got created during our bash process. So first things first, let me open data share here, because the ARM template, that's what it's doing behind the scenes. So we can see Cloud Guru data share account is being created now. Let me open it, and it's our deployment is still in progress. Let's wait for a while till this is running. Alright, our deployment got succeeded, because just by looking at this succeeded, we are able to know. So now whatever we are done, let me close it. We don't need the Cloud Shell now. So here similarly I'll be having the data storage containers. So since I have created file share and cloud storage, so container is not there. So let me create one container here. Similarly, let us give one name. So looks good. Let me click on create. So I got the container now. So let me open or upload one dummy file. Let's say the file needs to be, what file needs to be shared with the data scientist. Let's upload it. Let's click on upload, and now let's browse from our local computer by clicking on browse for files. So here for this demo, I'll upload the same JSON template. Definitely this is not the file. I'll click on upload, which needs to be shared with the data scientist, because data scientist, this JSON is of no use for this data scientist. It might be CSV file or some maybe SQL data or something you need to share. But anyway, for this demo, it's fine. I've shown you what needs to be shared. Now let's go to the data share. And here, if I go to data share, sent shares, if I go now, Cloud Guru data share, this was shared or created by using the easy commands and all. We have created it. Now let me confirm whether the invitations are got or not. See, snapshot, schedule, everything is done via the template. I haven't done anything, right? In previous tutorial, we have done everything using the portal, but using the template, ARM template, everything is very easy. I have configured everything. Hourly basis recurrence, snapshot, data set here, Cloud Guru Amit container. Remember, just now we have created this Cloud Guru Amit container. So data share, it has taken it, the data set, right? It's already added. And if I go to invitations, see abc@gmail.com. This is our dummy email, which definitely the data scientist team needs to accept the email. They might have received invitation from us on this email, which we have also put in here. So your data scientist person's email, you need to put it here, and that's what Azure will send them notifications. So when they accept using their login credentials, the status will be green mark. That is, it will be green check. So that is what goes for the tutorial for Azure Data Share. So please note, I cannot show you the data scientist what screen they will look, because for that I need 2 Azure accounts. Currently I have 1. Apologies for it, because as a data engineer, that's what I am able to see, and that is what in my scope. For a data scientist, what they accept and what they do is out of our data engineer scope, as we know, because that's data scientist's responsibility to accept or deny your request. So that's what goes for this tutorial. I'll brush you up from the what we have done. So we have deployed data share end-to-end using ARM template, that is a JSON file located on my computer, using Azure CLI or Cloud Shell. I have done it. We haven't configured anything from the portal. Everything was done. We have shared the data scientist email in the easy code Cloud Shell command. We have mentioned the email, and where the data scientists have received the invitation, where they will be able to see what files is being shared by me with them for analysis. So I hope you found this tutorial helpful. Thank you so much for watching this video. All right, this is fairly simple question. So just by marking the keyword, and if you focus on option C, A, B, A, C and D, that is all the options A, C and D contains Azure Analysis Service. Azure Analysis Service is used for data modeling analysis, not real-time monitoring. If we read the question here in the keyword, right? So Azure Analysis Service cannot help. In that case, we'll reject this. We'll left out with option B. It says Azure Stream Analytics Edge solution using Microsoft Visual Studio. So we know Azure Stream Analytics Edge application using Microsoft Visual Studio allows real-time monitoring and analytics of IoT devices, that is Internet of Things device data at the edge, minimizing latency and providing immediate insights. That's what is required by the question. So we'll lock option B as the right answer. Alright, this question will test your concepts on principle of least privilege. So we got to be familiar about some security concepts as well. As a data engineer, we'll look at option A first. A says storage blob data contributor. So we know storage blob data contributor role is related to managing blob storage and does not provide access to Synapse analytics database templates as required by the question here. That being said, option A is incorrect. Don't just pass your ID certification, instead pass with flying colors with my keyword tricks included in the PDF, which includes the hands-on file as well, exclusively for Diamond members and above. Become a member now by clicking the join button. To unlock this perk, then please connect and inbox me on LinkedIn at the rate of Cloud Guru Amit or Instagram at the rate of Amit Physique. I'll be glad to help you out with the hands-on files for Azure Data Engineer, as well as the PDF containing the keyword tricks, which contains the text version of this video. So let's look at option B. B says Synapse Administrator. Synapse Administrator rule provides full administrative access, which exceeds the required permission and does not follow the principle of least privilege required by the question. So wrong answer. Let's move to option C. C says Synapse Contributor. So Synapse Contributor rule allows for broader access and management capabilities, which is more than what is required for reviewing database templates as per the question. So we don't need this because this also doesn't follow the principle of least privilege, right? We'll reject this. Let's move to option D. That is the only option left. It says Synapse User. So Synapse User rule provides the necessary permissions to review database templates in the gallery while adhering to the principle of least privilege. That being said, option D is the right answer. Okay, this looks to be interesting question because it's all about archiving monitoring data for integration activity runs. We'll look at option A. It says send to Log Analytics workspace. So sending to Log Analytics workspace allows to archive monitoring data and configure custom alerts based on the archived data, which can then trigger the action group with minimal administrative effort. So let's park this. Let's move to option B. B says archive to a storage account. Archiving to a storage account stores the data and does not provide the capability to configure custom alerts. Let's reject this. Let's move to option C. C says stream to an event hub. Streaming to an event hub is used for real-time data streaming and does not support archiving data for custom alerts. We'll eliminate this. Let's move to option D. D says send to a partner solution. Sending to a partner solution is for integrating with third-party solutions and does not support custom alert configuration, what's required by the question. We'll reject this. We'll lock option A as the right answer. Let's bring the heat to the snow. It's all about determining the duration it takes to write the data to Azure Synapse Analytics dedicated SQL pool. We'll look at option A. A says rows written. Rows written indicates the number of rows written but does not measure the time taken to write the data as required by the question. So we'll reject this. Let's move to option B. B says sync processing time. Sync processing time measures the time taken to write data to the destination, which in this case is SQL pool 7. So let's park this. Let's move to option C. C says transformation processing time. Transformation processing time measures the time taken for data transformations, not the time to write data to the destination. So wrong answer. Now let's look at option D. D says post processing time. Post processing time measures the time taken for as the name suggests, post processing activities, not the time to write data to destination, what we need as per the question. So again, wrong answer. We'll lock option B, sync processing time, as the correct answer. Alright, this seems to be a brainstorming question because we need to monitor the queue times for each activity using log analytics. We'll look at option A. A says connect ADF7. ADF7, by the way, is Azure Data Factory to a Microsoft Purview account. Connecting Azure Data Factory to Microsoft Purview account is for data governance and does not help in monitoring queue times, what's required by the question. So incorrect choice. Let's move to option B. B says add a diagnostic setting that sends activity runs to a log analytics workspace. So this setting allows to monitor queue times across the activities by sending detailed activity run logs to log analytics. So let's park this. Let's move to option C. C says enable auto refresh for the activity logs inside workbook. So enabling auto refresh for the activity log insights workbook refreshes the activity log but does not monitor queue times, therefore incorrect. Let's move to option D. D says add a diagnostic setting that sends pipeline runs to a log analytics workspace. So adding diagnostic setting monitors pipeline runs but does not provide the detailed activity run logs needed to monitor queue times again. So we'll reject this option. We'll lock option B as the right answer. So if you want the PDF version of this course including the hands-on files, please enroll in Diamond membership or above by clicking the join button now. Then please connect and inbox me on LinkedIn at the rate of Cloud Guru Amit or Instagram at the rate of Amit Physic. I'll be glad to help you out with the PDF containing keyword tricks as well as the hands-on files which you can practice, which will help you to get your career as a data engineer with the projects. So all the best for your exam. Thank you so much for watching this series.